for the carry. Like, it's not necessary, right? Like, don't contest it, don't take damage, don't waste your regen. Really not the worst thing ever. And yeah, Pl4toon just wasting a smoke there at that point and not actually being able to now block any waves. So
I mean, the monkey will not get into it, and it's like a really hectic block by the Ember Spirit, so it's gonna shove deeper into the Monkey King, which is in the mid lane it's actually quite favorable because once you shove into the lane, the Monkey King has to deal with the CS, and then you can just deal with denying him and grieving his CS. So like even though he overblocked it by a lot, it's still really good that it shoves under the Monkey King's tower so that he can grieve his CS.
100%. But now it ends up being 2 waves that gets forced into the monkey's tower. If he's able to hold it here, which is really, really good in what he's doing, he can actually end up hitting level 3 before this Ember. Because now at this point, monkey's kind of got.
The thing is, if this Ember Spirit can right click the Monkey King all he wants, but if Monkey King tries to right click into the Ember Spirit, he's gonna take damage from 3 creeps and 2 range creeps. So it's like that's one of the benefits of double waving.
Does the monkey really care what Jingu? But anyways, let's jump on to this top lane right now. So yeah, it looks like it would be a DK on the off lane with the Keystroke. And yeah, I kind of feel that Ricky kind of does really, he does okay in this lane. He's not going to be pressured too much. I mean, DK can use his Breath of Fire to kind of, you know,
I mean,
slow down.
He won't die. Like, I don't think any of these two will die. Like, Ricky has way too much armor for DK to hit, and DK has way too much regen for Ricky to hit. But the offlaners, I mean, the Pl4toon and Pl4toon can definitely die.
Yeah, Keystroke needs to be really, really careful in this lane though, because he can get caught out really quickly and easily by this Ricky. So looking towards bot lane at least, it looks like Rubik and this Enigma will kind of just screw around with each other. So yeah, Enigma just trying to kind of deny as many creeps, and then just using those to kind of farm, right? Jumping mid though. So Ember taking quite a bit of damage. He does have a salve. Ooh, the Monkey King popping.
But he has a salve, so it's kind of vibing though.
Yeah, he kind of does. So he should be fine, and now he gets 1 or 2 free creeps in that lane. But looking about TB taking a lot of damage, right? He's not really able to tank these creeps. He's got a lot of armor, but you don't really want to be tanking like this whole wave of creeps at this stage. It looks pretty passive right now. Support's just doing support things. Top.
The Enigma kind of is the win or break for this one because he needs to.
Oh, sorry, going down onto the side of Enigma. Enigma getting actually gone on right now. He's getting really, really low. Committing the meta in order to just try to like chase him away. I'm actually surprised he still has meta up. Usually you would use the meta to kind of get those first couple of CS, but yeah, Enigma needs to be a bit careful there, not to get caught out again.
I mean, looking top lane, like, I don't know how I feel about Barry, you're breathing into your mic.
Sorry, it was actually a yawn, but continue. Yeah, it was a yawn, boys, but can we continue?
Yeah, basically, I don't know how I feel about the +3 DK, because I'm pretty sure I said to you like a few nights ago that what makes the offlane is that, no, I was coaching someone. Well, I said what makes the offlane is that Mars level 6, Mars Arena Blood needs Beastmaster level 6 with the roll, and then like Brewmaster level, they can all kill the +1 as soon as they hit level 6, but DK, you can't really, like, it's not like people will be scared of you as soon as you turn on ulti. I'm sure they like might back off a bit, but
yeah, so he's kind of he kind of fills the same role as a Beastmaster in terms of he wants to push towers and get them done early, but he doesn't have that surefire way of actually getting a kill when he hits level 6, like you mentioned. I kind of feel that the DK, he needs also so much, right? Like DK, he hits 6, cool, he pushes a tower, but he still needs farm. Like, whereas as you just mentioned, a Mars, a Beastmaster, they can have nothing, hit their 6 and still pressure and get a kill. But looking bot, the TB getting caught way out of position here. I'm not sure how he actually ended up getting there, but Enigma not able to help him at all, and now he ends up losing basically 3 range creeps, almost 4 range creeps. Yeah, not too good, especially so early in the game. Jumping the mid, Ember Spirit and MK doing pretty decently in this lane. At this point, he's actually got they more or less.
They're actually even on CS. I'm very surprised by this.
The difference though is that this Ember Spirit's rushing to get a bottle up, and MK doesn't really need that, right? Like, he can kind of go these side items, and he can start playing more aggressively on this Ember. So Ember needs to be a bit careful that he doesn't get zoned out of his lane and actually get gone on, because end of the day, yes, Sleight of Fist is doing quite a bit of work, but it just also, it kind of feels underwhelming to me. I feel MK can just man up at any stage and just living shit out of him.
The Nazguls did decide to go for three levels in Sleight. Maybe it's for dodging the Monkey King stun and like the Primal String, but I would prefer it if he went like how Suheyo went against the OD, like he maxed out Flame God and he just pushed out the wave and then he went back to jungle and he just outscaled the Monkey King. Like at really in the bottom lane.
Yeah, because that allows you to not have to actually have a farming item. But yeah, looking bot, Enigma somehow getting also caught out, not in a really good position. But the TB continuing the meta, trying to take down Slaughter, but just not enough. Slaughter really fast at this point. Slaughter does have his boots up as well, and the Guardian Sprint, so he just kind of runs away. TB, he's not doing too badly on the front of his CS, but I kind of feel he lost quite a bit with regards to those range creeps. But still doing really well. 30 last hits on his side, and then his counterpart, the Ricky, currently sitting on 28.
Mid lane, yikes. This Monkey King got this bottom rune twice in a row.
And
just unlucky.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a ward there, so he's just guessing correctly by the looks of it. Ricky taking chances top here. He doesn't have any regen. He's very low. He's sitting at 150.
He needs to be careful like the Stroke of Fate or like the Brave Fire, because he can definitely die from those two.
He is getting himself brought out to him. Sorry, somehow missing the play on bot again. He never getting caught out once again. And now the issue is that I do not think he has a TP. Yeah, no TP for 35 seconds. So this TP needs to play a bit safe at this point, because, and it looks like they will decide to go on him. Slaughter running at him, getting that bash to the deep on him. He's got two up now, possibly getting the third one. He does get it out.
They're not diving. It's way too much. It's way too much damage on the Slaughter with the Eidolons and the two illusions. Like, if that Enigma wasn't there, I think the Slaughter would have been healthy enough to dive the TP on the tower, but
the thing is, TB doesn't have any regen right now. He might opt to actually get level 6, get the Sunder, and possibly Sunder one of the, either the Slaughter or the Rubik, but he still needs to be careful.
I don't think he should get Sunder. I think he needs to go jungle straight away.
He does need to be careful. Enigma jumping in, TPing in, he does bring a salve for, should be right at this second. Lanes are pretty passive right now. Grimsack does get caught out here by the Vengeful, so it does get stunned, does commit the Inkswell, but just too much damage coming out from the Riki and the Venge at this stage. So
now that DK is in level 6, I don't know what he's gonna do with it. Ideally, you want to pop the DK ulti around the teleport wave, but then you're gonna be wasting a lot of downtime on your ulti, so I don't know how Deadman's gonna play with his ulti right now.
100%. And also DK, although he can pressure towers, you don't necessarily want to pressure towers alone. You kind of want to group up with a hero or two.
You need to group up because you can be easy zoned by the Vengeful just stunning you, and then the Ricky just going, and you're going to be waste like 20 seconds of your ulti.
That is it. So Ricky is opting to go for a Battle Fury here. Looks like he's deciding to go for this late game kind of, he wants to try to out-farm this TB. Not sure if it's the best idea. But also,
Slaughter chasing after Zergling.
Yeah, he should be able to get away. I don't know what he's doing. He's just chilling around him, maybe trying to leech XP that's not even there. But yeah, getting zoned a bit hard. Keystroke deciding to come to the bottom lane. Wonder if they do decide to maybe make a play. Terrorblade needs to be careful though.
He does have Sunder, but like all this time that you're fighting is time that you could be farming.
Exactly, you're wasting quite a bit of time. He does have meta though, so he does end up committing the Sunder onto this Slaughter, but Slaughter just stunning him so much. He doesn't have another stun. Sorry, Slaughter did have Guardian Sprint there, possibly could have gotten out, but opted to not actually use that.
I think even if the TP got the kill, that wouldn't have been worth it, because all the time that you're fighting, they've been happy to be farming and getting the
100%. So looking on the net worth, right, he's still on par with this Ricky somehow. So somehow still able to keep up. Monkey King sitting comfortably by 600 more net worth at this stage onto the Ember. Ember looks like he's going to be running for a Boots of Travel as a starting item. But yeah, looking top though as well, DK, he's just able to sustain so much, right? Like, even though he can't really go and get a kill, he can sustain and he can kind of just pressure this tower.
I mean, he is pushing the tower, but I expected the Ricky and the Vengeful Spirit to have enough regen to just fend off the DK, but this DK is really tanky with the BLT, I mean, the treads and the soaring.
100%, but it does look like Grimstroke will go down bot. Ricky's decided to actually just leave that lane top. It does get a bit difficult for him to go up against the DK, because the DK can just keep like breathing fire on him, basically stopping him from getting those last hits, and it's just kind of annoying, I suppose. But Ricky also needs to be careful bot. Enigma just hit level 6 now. He does opt for his black hole, so he needs to be careful he doesn't get caught in that. Looking mid though, MK being a bit aggressive, trying to kind of force his Ember out, but Ember's not too worried at this stage.
Name went to be
careful, looking top there. Two supports trying to maybe push the DK away. Yes, Slaughter is on his way to the top lane as well, but there is a ward. Sorry, that is the ward of actually Pl4toon, so they don't, the DK doesn't actually see that the Slaughter is here. He needs to be careful. This is 3 stuns right now. Slaughter committing onto him, Vengeful Spirit tossing out the magic missile, also Wave of Terror going on there, and this corrosive haze, just so much negative armor.
I mean, that's a great gank by Pl4toon.
100%, but looking
mid lane.
Yeah, mid
tower is under attack.
Okay, so actually thank you for letting us know about that, George. So yeah, Black Hole was committed on mid. Somehow Monkey King able to not drop down there.
Vengeful Spirit, she does have swap.
Yeah, she's got swap, and I mean MK does have still a Jingu. I wonder if they will decide to do a swap here.
You're almost
I actually like this rotation of Pl4toon to put the Slaughter against the DK, but now the TB came top lane, which I don't really understand. You do not want your TB against the Slaughter.
Yeah, but and also it kind of forces the DK to kind of leave the lane. Like he's gonna suffer a bit, and DK also TP to the top lane, right? So he can't actually TP anywhere else. Look at Ember does end up going down there, does get caught up. But the problem now is, where does DK go? Does DK pressure this tower now, take this tower down with the TV? The problem is now you
have 2 cores on the same lane where your TP could be farming jungle, and then your Enigma should be the one that's like with the DK right now instead of the TB.
100%.
But Monkey King with Arcane is coming top.
Yeah, he doesn't have Wukong's Commander, but looking onto the Grimstroke does end up going, well, getting caught out there. He does commit getting swell. He doesn't have Phantom's Embrace though. Slaughter stunning the Grimstroke, getting him out there right now. But this TB needs to be very, very careful. He doesn't have Sunday. He does have 10 magic charges though. The Venge, unfortunately, getting caught up by the chains, and she will end up going down. Yeah, TB looks fine right now. He does commit the Sunder onto the MK, but MK, if he continues to maybe hit, he might get those Jinker stacks, but he does end up just dropping. Yeah, just not able to get all of those stacks up, right? So, yeah, TB not doing too shabby there with those magic 1 charges, but as you said, 2 cores now farming in the same area, so that will kind of be a bit of an issue there. Looking bot though, Ricky almost having his BKB.
That's okay, right?
And sorry, Battle Fury. My apologies, my brain is very tight at this stage. But yeah, it looks like the Enigma will go for the Necro build. This is possibly to try to counter the Ricky's invis.
I don't know. I don't think this Ricky will really be a problem, because I don't know. The Ricky is preferring to go for the Battle Fury build, which is probably to deal with the TB late game and to outscale him, but it's a bit hard for a Ricky to outscale TB. It's like saying a PA will outscale a Naga Siren in the late game. It just doesn't seem viable. Also, I think I would prefer if the Ricky just went like the Fusel Blade, he would be able to synergize. You just like look at the drop. They can Roshan so early. If Monkey King has Maelstrom, they can just synergize so much. Awesome lane.
And also this Ember Spirit picking up a Boots of Travel. Yeah, so Ricky does go on to the Enigma. Enigma did have Black Hole, but just not enough mana. He does get changed up though by this Ember Spirit. So it looks like the Boots of Travel is actually paying off. I was about to ask you what you thought about that, because you know, getting something like that and not being able to kind of like not having a stat item or a farming item can actually set you back, but it looks like it worked out for him there.
So you only buy BOTs on like mid laners when you have a really good lane, and secondly, your abilities are able to deal with the enemy push. Like if you're against a Lycan and you're playing mid Tidehunter, or you're playing like Stormsword, the BOTs could coming up like mid SF. the BOT's first item could come in handy because your ability can actually stop the push completely. But in this case, I think the Ember Spirit was trying to counteract the... He was probably predicting that the Ricky might go for the Fusel Blade and then they might just 5-man group up, right? So that's probably why he went for BOTs. But now that the Ricky is going for Battle Fury, they don't really have that early pressure that will be as much of a threat as the Ricky the Fusel Blade.
Fair enough, fair enough. So it looks like Slaughter's going to be going for an Echo Saber over an early Blink. So there's no real initiation on the side of Pl4toon. But looking at MLG though, they also don't really have any initiation. Right now, Enigma, he's going for that early Necro.
I mean,
He's trying to most likely be pushing.
Clustering mid just to push the tower like with DK and like everyone else.
Looking at their tower push though, with the TB as well as Enigma Eidolons and the DK, quite a bit of pushing power actually. But Monkey King jumping in, he does have Wukong's spot that hasn't committed it yet. He does end up getting ulted by the Grimstroke, does never get into position. Massive black hole coming from the city, but catching 3 of the heroes up. Monkey King also just not able to get there. Somehow just allowing him to get in. Ricky jumping in here, not sure what, like if that was the best kind of play. Unfortunately getting there just a little bit too late, but yeah, I'm quite surprised that Enigma was able to just like walk up and black hole 3 people. You know, especially since the Venge does have the nether swap up. She, I don't know, somehow just maybe being a bit out of position, because that was the point of the Venge pickup, correct? Like to counter that.
I really respect Pl4toon for actually trying to defend with the hero, but I think just knowing, just understanding, if you just understand your draft and compared to what the enemy draft does, if TB matters and then Enigma is there with a black hole and then there's also a DK there with a ult form, it's gonna be really hard for you to actually take a fight. Because your Ricky went for Battlefield and your Monkey King isn't that farm. So I respect them defending the tower, but it's just, I think, instead of like throwing like all your lives to defend it, I think they could have delayed it.
Yeah, I kind of feel that if MK just kind of positioned the Wukong's command there in order to just kind of zone them out, you know, could have held it there. And also, this is really kind of bad for this Ricky who opts now for this Battle Fury. And now dying when he could have been farming, he now gets pushed back, right? Like he was very close to this Battle Fury. Now he's 300 gold away. He's died, and now it's another 20-30 seconds of him not being able to farm, and it's kind of a pointless death at this stage. But they have got a lot of stacks for this Ricky, right? If you do look in their jungle, in their triangle here, but let's hope that MLG don't actually scout this out. Because this is the thing.
Where the stacks? Oh, they're in that jungle.
Yeah, now had the Ricky been farming at this stage, he could have been taking those stacks now, and it's kind of a bit of a setback for him. Looks like they will try to stack it again. Yeah, so now it looks like MK and the Ricky
I think the Enigma scouted out the stacks with his Necronomicon, like right here. Like if he goes up the height, he might be able to scout it out.
Thing is, they not able to really contest it now on the side of MLG. They don't have Black Hole, they also don't have a meta, but they should definitely, if they have scouted that out, like it would definitely be in the interest to try to take over that area, because there's a lot of farm just waiting there. Okay, so Ricky will have his Battle Fury up now in the next, he actually just needs one more creep, but looks like DK will position himself bot with this Grim.
I just don't see the impact, because especially with the nerfs to Ricky like a couple of weeks ago, I'm just afraid that the Ricky's not going to be able to accomplish anything with his Battle Fury Axe build. It's not as strong as previously, especially against the TV. High on the hero against Dragon Knight, he's not really going to kill any of those. So it kind of needs to go look for the
He will be able to clear though the Eidolons, as well as possibly getting one or two of the TB illusions, also just maybe beating it down. But other than that, other than just kind of amping his farm, it's not going to really do much, you know, as you did mention. But looking bot, looks like MLG will just push the tower. They still have Necro 1, so they could decide just to push a bit further, just maybe chip this tower down.
They're getting so much map control just out of like the Enigma and then like just the split pushing from MLGC. Like they're getting 100%. So much map control.
100%. And obviously this Ember Spirit just able to kind of pressure top and either use his Fire Remnant to disengage if they do go on him, or just TP into the opposite side of the map if they do decide to actually make a play somewhere. Enigma almost having Necro. Is that he's got Necro 2s on the. I apologize. He's got a Philosopher's Stone on the way. He's very close though to his Necro 2s. And Ember Spirit, he's now rushing a Deso. He's have a Maelstrom. He's not too far there.
The Maelstrom is fine.
Yeah, definitely nice on him to just kind of amp that farm up a bit. Checking on the Riki though, he's been in this jungle for a while now. He's gotten quite a bit of net from these stacks. It looks like he's going to be rushing this Ags that we have seen quite popular. But as you said, it has been nerfed quite a lot. So I think it's the time, right? It used to be 6 seconds. It's now currently sitting at I think 4.
It's the Axe timer, and it's also like later on into the talents. The tricks of the trade, it was originally 6 seconds, minus 6 seconds for trick or trade, but now it's only 4 seconds. But most importantly, it's about the actual Ag shot itself. It doesn't allow you to attack as fast.
Does it still do attack 2 targets at the?
I mean, I don't really. Did it use the attack 2 targets? I'm pretty sure it only used attack 1. Just really fast.
I'm almost certain that it was able to attack target once you got the Ags. While they pause, actually, I can go and take a look. Yeah, so it did. It was able to attack 2 targets. I don't think that's changed now. Yeah, Tricks of the Trade Scepter no longer increases duration, but it doesn't say anything about. But still 2 targets with that Ags pickup. It is large, but I'm saying that you're still attacking 2 targets at the same time, correct?
It's looking spicy.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's still like it's definitely not as viable, but it's still quite strong. You know, having to attack 2 separate targets at the same. Kind of feel it's still viable in certain scenarios, but definitely not even close to as strong as it used. But it was disgusting.
I don't think it's viable in any situation. I think the Riki Diffusal play into SMI is just better than anything else.
What do you think of this dart, though, Miles? What do you think of this Ag shot, the sleeping dart? I've played around with it, and it's quite fun. It's actually quite fun. Like
I haven't used it. I haven't bought it. I haven't seen the effect. But just reading the thing, it seems to be like really good if you against like a Brewmaster or like a Beastmaster.
It's so nice because you can just set up. Yeah, you can just set up on someone, right? Sleep them, smoke on them. The team can come up. And now this is where the diffusal plays in, right? Sleep them, smoke screen them, diffusal them, and they kind of they just don't go anywhere. But it could actually be a viable option to this Enigma as well. The range, as far as I know, is not very short. It's not extremely long either, but it could be a possible counter to this Enigma Black Hole.
But the Riki doesn't need to waste money on that. You have the Vengeful Spirit and Rubik to do that.
I mean, granted, I'm trying to theory craft at this stage. Yeah, because like even Ember Spirit, right? Like, what do they really have to hold down this Ember? Yes, they've got Slaughter, but Slaughter doesn't have this blinky button. Rubik could possibly catch him as well, but if he,
the only catch they have. Oh, continue.
Sorry, they've got. I feel they've got a lot of stuns. They can chain stun him, but to actually catch him is a bit of an issue.
I mean, if they're trying to chain stun the Ember Spirit, that means the DK is just allowed to do whatever he wants, and then the TB is just allowed to like lay into you.
And the Enigma is able to come in Black Hole.
Like if they use all their disables onto just the Ember Spirit, you still have the DK and the TB to worry about. So I think they probably have to go for Iceman. Like the position of the Rubik and Vengeful Spirit are going to be like crucial, because they can die really easily to like the Ember Spirit's chip damage.
And they're the only thing that can kind of deter this Enigma from even considering to use the Black Hole. If the Rubik is in position, the Enigma will use Black Hole. If the Enigma is not showing, he doesn't want to use it, right? So I agree with you 100%. Enigma needs to stay in this backline, needs to stay out of vision, because just the fear that that Rubik can steal Black Hole is enough to deter you from even.
Deceptive rune of invisibility.
I think the Rubik will be dead by the time for the Enigma, but it is obviously a worry. But the Ember Spirit should be able to deal with the, especially if he has the Maelstrom, he's going to get like a really early Deso with his items. I think the backlines are going to be shredded.
So it looks like Enigma has picked up a smoke at right now. They might be looking to make a possible play here. They do have meta up on the TB. Yeah, it looks like they're grouping up here, that they're gonna decide to make a
Radiant's
smoke.
middle tower is under attack.
Lanes are not really pushed in that much, so Pl4toon may be able to actually take note of this. Let's see how it actually plays out.
I mean, Ember Spirit is smoking bots, and that entices the enemy team to come for the Ember Spirit, but that also leaves someone to farm jungle, so they might catch a Slaughter. I don't think they're going to catch the Vengeful. I mean, the Ember Spirit.
Somehow Ember just taking note, kind of picking up that he is in a bit of a problem there, but Slaughter getting gone on here in the backline, right behind their T2. Monkey Wukong coming up, but Ingswell not able to land from the DK right now. Slaughter trying to disengage, but does end up going down to this Ember Spirit, but they need to be really careful. Enigma's trying to set up here, waiting for them to come up high ground, and it looks like they might just disengage at this stage. But they're coming out from Slaughter. Stolen Ingswell on the Slaughter right now. Ricky jumping in on the backline, catching Deadman out, able to take down this DK, but they need to be really, really careful. Enigma is wrapping around. He might actually catch someone. Yeah, no, they decide to back up. They do know that, hey, look here, we need to get out. We just have to back right now. Barbek coming out from the Grimstroke as well. Or am I wrong? No, sorry, he actually just respawned.
No, the Slaughter brought back.
Yeah, the Slaughter did back. So there is a DD here that the TB is going to pick up. Meta is going to drop though. So I don't think they can actually use that to rush up. The Stigma is just being a pain right now. He is just pressuring towers. I'm not sure why he hasn't used this Necro to try to push at this stage.
No, I think that fight, by just having Enigma on your team, it kind of threatens the potential of the Black Hole.
Slaughter finding the Grimstroke right now. He does use Corrosive Haze on him. He hits him 2 or 3 times and just so much damage, right? Grimstroke going into the river though. This is where Slaughter's quite strong, but he will decide just to actually...
Monkey King is chasing.
He also needs to be really careful. They do see him. Ember able to cut down the Quelling Bed right now. He's in a really, really bad spot. He doesn't have Jingu, and yeah, he'll just get silenced. He'll die. But a bit aggressive there. Yeah, but really, really quick play there from the Ember Spirit. Slaughter also just being a nuisance, trying to pressure them back. See where they are. Looking hard though. DK, he has a Bellstrom now. He's looking to rush their heart. Not considering going for this blink or any form of initiation at this point. Ricky at this moment, Ricky almost got this axe. He's about 750 gold away. That looks like
Pl4toon's kind of just
they
down like all the damage.
And also Pl4toon seems to be falling behind here in terms of net worth on their cores, and it looks like MLG will just get a free Roshan. I'm a bit concerned though.
Can they really contest?
I mean, I don't think they can, but I mean they do have a ward. You know, they could have just maybe even kind of tried to zone them out, not necessarily fully commit. But yeah, it's not looking too good for the side of Pl4toon. But let's hope that MLG are making the right play here, because I'm not too sure if you agree with this, but so many times, you know,
the Monkey King is promise brain. Oh no!
Does get out though. Actually, Ember not able to get the Searing Chains. Searing Chains up though. Yeah, it's almost up in 2 seconds or so. He looks like he'll actually just end up going down here. They'll run him down. He doesn't have Tree Dance. Oh, he's actually going to get out somehow. Will the Ember decide to continue and go in? He does. Desolating his backpack right now. Ember in a really bad spot. He doesn't have any mana to actually get out. Really good play from the Rubik. He still doesn't have the mana right now for this Fire Emblem. He's about 4 mana away, and he gets stunned down with a Slaughter. A bit overzealous, I think, but I mean, hey, you got the Monkey King. Mid for mid, right? Mid for mid. So Enigma.
I mean, right now it's just the TB that's like, even if the Ember Spirit dies, I think the TB is gonna be like obviously the main problem because of this. No one's gonna be able to deal with him, and Enigma's gonna play with the TB, and anyone who goes on the TB, it's Black Hole.
I agree. He just has to sit behind him. But yeah, Terrorblade now just beating this poor Rubik down. Slaughter does jump in. with the stun, he does actually get down this Enigma. Enigma not able to get that black hole off, just constantly stun. TB in a bad spot now. He needs to actually get out here. He does have Sunder, but still, even if he's Sunder, I think they could still.
I think they could have. I think they could have gone because look at DK. DK's bottom lane. There's no way he can make it in time for the fight, especially because he's TB. I think they.
And he showed.
I think they were giving too much respect to MLGC. They could definitely just dive them.
But looking at Butters right now, he's looking to go for a BKB. He's trying to finish off his boots right now. But yeah, Deadman on the DK here in a bit of a bad position. Emperor is even try and assist him. Deadman doesn't have any form of escape or defense fighters right now. And even though he's so tanky, he'll still end up just dropping down quite quickly. Ember Spirit deciding just to disengage. Looking at this Enigma, looking at Khalal, he does have his blink up now. So, looking at Slaughter just jumping on this Ember, catching him. But Ember not able to keep that. But Enigma jumping in now. He does have blink and he does have black hole. He does end up committing it, catching two heroes, catching this MK and catching Slaughter. But not that much damage coming out from there. But they will still both drop down. But at this point, you know, Butters on the Riki sitting mid. He's casually farming. He might actually end up getting this mid tower. Looks like the two supports will still try to actually continue to stack. I would have rather liked to see them be sitting behind maybe, you know, Butters and trying to get this mid tower because of all the TP. But
I mean, the dive by the Monkey King and whatever the Slaughter. When they dived tier 1 like that, I got really scared because of the Enigma Black Hole. Like, they dived it really deep just for. Yeah. I mean, they did get the Ember kill, but then the Monkey King and the Slaughter died at the same time. So don't really think it's worth it.
Slaughter doesn't have Barbik either, so that's the added on death time as well. So he's just kind of watching this game now from his backseat. You know, it's a bit awesome. But yeah, looking at Deadman again, he's almost completed this hard. But I mean, you saw how quickly he just went down there.
I mean, however much armor this DK has, if you just put a corrosive haze on it,
yeah,
makes it like every other hero.
With Wave of Terror as well as this medallion. So Ember's pushing quite deep on the lane right now. Okay, so Butters does decide to actually TP back, but he's got no way to actually catch him either at the stage. He is building this BKB as I mentioned, but not able to actually, he doesn't have anything like an Abyssal or a Fusel, so he's not really capable of actually holding this Ember down right now. Looking at Grimstroke, no TP on this Grimstroke. TB does have this Aegis. I'm not too sure how long this Aegis is alive, but it should be, it's gonna actually...
It should expire real soon, because
like
that Aegis
the next minute or two. The next minute or two. So I would like to see them actually push now and actually utilize this.
All the heroes are so split up, like Deadman's in the middle lane, and then Carlos is like in the bottom lane, but he does have BLTs, and then Carl is like in the jungle as well, so they're not pushing or playing as a team, which is a bit of a because they have Metamorphosis up and then have DK form up.
Yeah,
so
and as I said, this Aegis is gonna be, and Aegis actually just expired right now.
And they can just group together without even Black Hole, and they can take control of the entire jungle.
Yeah, I agree with you right now. So just checking though, the Monkey King does have his Ags up, so he's just trying to farm at this point. Butters on the Riki is top, looking at this Ember Spirit, but again, not able to really do anything. Ember Spirit just jumping out now. He felt something was actually gonna go down there. Enigma, Black Hole almost up on him as well, so maybe they decide to make that Black Hole. It is possible that they don't really want to take fights without that.
I mean, understandable, but I just feel you don't need to wait for... You don't really need to go take a tower, but you can just apply pressure into an area that forces the enemy out of the zone. You don't need to like kill anyone, or you don't need to take a tower. Just like the presence and the sheer potential possibility that you have Black Hole, I think it's enough to deter off a lot of like teams from like an area.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This'll come in
for my coffers.
Invisibility.
Okay, so to continue with the game, it's really unfortunate that Pl4toon's carry got load shedding. So according to the rules, especially because we're so far into the game, they have to play out this game 1. Whoever wins gets the point, and then game 2 will probably have to be rescheduled, because if both teams agree to the rescheduling, then it's fine. And also our blood cost is also low. It has to be like this, part of the rule, because so far it's going to be unfair for MLGC to presenting such a far point in this game, and they're going to take a game 1 off of Pl4toon. It's going to be really unfair to not count the smash. So unfortunately, this is what it has to be. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
5v4.
Behold my searing
And
tail.
it's 5v4 Rick.
You surpass the master.
And then in the chat they said that they're willing to reschedule, so I told them that they have to play the game 1 out, but then I'm not too sure what to do about game 2. Like they allowed to? Okay.
Radiant's structures under attack. Fortified.
Okay. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower has
I guess
fallen.
Cool. I guess I just... Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So now that I'm back, actually, I didn't really catch up what happened in the fight, but apparently Pl4toon killed the TP, the Emissary, and the DK, and then Enigma Black Hole wasn't in use, so I was kind of vibing though.
Truly.
So now that I don't know who's microing the Ricky, but the Ricky's actually having a way higher impact. So I don't know who's microing. It looks to be like maybe the Monkey King, because the Monkey King is AFK farming. So while he's AFK farming, the Ricky can play with the Ricky. So the good thing about the Ricky disconnecting is his gold. Now everyone's gold per minute, I think, actually increases. But luckily that this Ricky that Butts is disconnected when he has the Battle Fury Ags build, and he didn't disconnect when he had like half of the Ags and then like half of the Battlefield. Jumping onto DK. DK is really tank with almost 3.5k HP. He's someone's playing with the Ricky. Enigma Black Hole onto the Rubik. Slot with BKB pop. TB does not have meta. It needs a few more seconds to recharge, but this TB is actually kind of alone here. Grimstroke is joining him. Grimstroke ulting in. Hemisphere coming in with the slides. TB does have BKB as well. Butts is gonna die. Monkey King joined the fight pretty late. He's gonna whoop on command, but Grimstroke silenced. Oh no. Yikes.
Discover what lies beyond. The rune of regeneration.
I mean, they did kill the DK and they did kill the Enigma, but it's just the main problem of the TB. It's gonna be, especially because now that no one can control the Ricky, so the Ricky, not the Grimstroke, will go uncontested. And now someone has to micro both the Ricky to deal damage onto the TB and to kill the backlines, and then they also have to micro, like if you're like the Vengeful Spirit and you're too focused on microing the Ricky, you might forget to swap. So it's gonna be a tough game for Pl4toon, but they did somehow pull back the fights like a couple of minutes ago. I don't know how, but they did somehow kill the DK, the Ember Spirit, and the DK. I mean the TB. MLGC right now just doing the Roshan, not the quickest, but they have time. And then no Black Hole. Oh, it's up already? I swear that CD is way too short. Oh, but I guess it is like Enigma Black is gonna be up by the next time everyone respawns on the side of Pl4toons. MS Carlos does have the Desolator and Daedalus, so he does a lot of damage. He needs to be very careful. He doesn't have any defensive items. Like he can, if Slaughter just goes on him or Monkey King stuns him, he's kind of in risk of just dying by himself. But now MLGC are looking to push mid. No one's getting the creep wave, so they're all free to do whatever they want. The thing I would prefer if these guys wait for Metamorphosis to be up. But they do have DK ulti, and then Enigma ulti is also coming. So I think I would prefer if they just wait for Metamorphosis. It's only like 30 seconds. Oh, top lane Colors actually gets gone on by Scissorhands, and yeah, just like I said, if you don't have defensive items this late in the game when they have so much disable, it kind of just a glass cannon. Another slot is looking really scary. Enigma does still have Black Hole. He's positioning really aggressive. He needs to be a bit careful because if this slaughter goes on him, if he does pop ulti slaughters, then it's crush onto 3. He instantly pops the Enigma. This slot is looking really huge. But this TP Metamorphosis doing also ridiculous amount of damage. Monkey King, he's kind of getting kited by the Eye of Scotty. He wants to ulti, but he's kind of just dying. The slaughter needs to come back in, but he doesn't have BKB, and he only has... And he can't really deal with the Metamorphosis TP right now with the BKB. So it's only that the Slaughter and Rubik are like, they can still keep this going for like a couple of minutes. I think it should be enough to delay, but it is a DK level 3, like and a TB Metamorphosis, so I don't know how they're gonna delay this. So the Slaughter's really huge, but if he just jumps in right now, he's kind of gonna get kited, and he's gonna get slowed by the Dragon Knight slow and the TB Scotty. So I don't really recommend just going in. I think you can kind of just let the Drags go, and then if MLGC go for more, you can. By the time they go for bot rune, your hero should be almost up, and then you can turn around by that. So I was gonna say previously that the monkey had to play the sacrificial. He had to bait out the DK and the TB's attention. But now that the Ricky disconnected, I think he has to go a bit more into the carry role. And then, but the Slaughter's doing a really good job. Like he instantly popped the Enigma when he had the 3 bashes. He jumped in onto Enigma. He just instantly melted. So who's this Enigma player? So Kyle will definitely have to be a bit more careful with his positioning, because if he gets picked up really early, then the fight kind of it gets a bit harder for his teams. His team definitely wants the Black Hole. And now we're back to the game. Vengeful's going for Aghanim. I actually like that Ags pickup because you have so many things. I don't know. I like it, but I also feel like it's something like a Glimmer Cave would be much better. Ember Spirit does get gone on by the Ricky and also by the Rubik, so like this is the problem when you build Ember Spirit when you have so much damage items, especially against. So I prefer he should have got like BKB, because if he gets like lifted one time, they go or go on Demon. Demon is very low. Grimstroke is not going to be able to connect. He's kind of mounting really fast. Zergling, Soulbind onto the Slaughter and the Ricky keeping him in place. 2-man Black Hole. Okay, stolen Black Hole by the Rubik onto 4, but where's the damage? The Ricky Battle Fury is doing quite a lot of damage, but it is really low. I don't think he's going to be able to kill this DK in time. Oh, DK Iron Tail stun. Zergling with the BKB, with the actually Meteor Minotaur Harm. Monkey King coming with the Wukong's command. I'm not too sure if he's able to stand into this Wukong command. Swallow is coming back in onto the DK. DK does have He does have Axe form, so he's kind of attacking and then Zergling. He actually swapped the HP, which is kind of dangerous. But it's like I said, like Slaughter, like once his BKB, once Slaughter's BKB is done, Monkey King, he does come back. Are you sure you're gonna go after the DK? He's really tanky. He's not. I think he's even ignoring him. I mean, you can't kill him without doing a lot of damage. And Zergling's coming with the sun, that full HP onto Monkey King. And now the Slaughter's dead for 100 seconds. The Monkey King's dead for 90 seconds. And all you have is a Ricky buyback, but you can't use it because it's disconnected, and then the Vengeful Rubik. I don't know what much you're gonna do with Rubik Vengeful.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is
unlucky. So, ideally, MLGC should just be looking to end the game, but because there's no way to actually win this game. So it looks like MLGC 24k network for head 40 minutes. Monkey King dead, Slaughter dead for like more than for like a minute and a bit more.
Dire's bottom
And then you have TB and DK up. So game 1 looks to be going to MLGC.
The Radiant now have megawaves. Dire's middle
So, I mean-
tower has fallen.
They had a good run, it's just their
Dire's middle
tempo.
tower has fallen.
Like I dated the mid lane didn't go too well for the Monkey King and the Ricky went for Battlefield, so their tempo was of the game was way too slow to deal with the BOT's endless rare and to deal with the Enigma and the TB. So game 2 should probably be tomorrow, but not too sure, depends on the schedule.